Hey everybody, Yankee here. You know, there's been some really good Second Amendment legal news coming out of the state of Mississippi lately that I don't think enough people are talking about. At least they're not talking about it enough. It seems that a judge in Mississippi, and I know you're thinking, oh, a Mississippi judge, very conservative. Well, no, this was an Obama appointee in the state of Mississippi. Recently heard a case of a man who was charged with illegal possession of a fully automatic rifle. And that judge said that under Bruen, they can't charge him because the law that he's being charged under, the ban on fully automatic rifles, NFA, all those other bad laws, they're unconstitutional. And therefore, you can't really be charged under them, and you can't be prosecuted for violating an unconstitutional law. Now, that is big news. That's really good news. Now, it could be bigger because this case wasn't actually a challenge to the law itself. This was just about whether this gentleman should be let go or not. And the judge agreed that yes, they should be let go because that law is unconstitutional. It doesn't actually do anything towards getting rid of the NFA or anything like that. But it does make it far less likely anyone gets charged for violating the NFA, because unless you're doing something else illegal, that itself shouldn't be enough to get you charged, and definitely shouldn't be enough to get you prosecuted, because judges are starting to uphold that under Bruen that the NFA and laws like it are unconstitutional. And that frees up a lot of people to do things that give them standing, like make fully automatic rifles. Why is CSR Firearms in jail right now? Just for creating a card that you could somehow turn your your rifle fully automatic if you wanted to. Why are they in jail for that if the law that bans them is unconstitutional? So that, like I said, sets the stage now for people like CRS Firearms and others to actually challenge the laws themselves and hopefully win. Because this judge, like I said, an Obama appointee, who says they're not a big fan of the Bruen decision, but under it, any decent judge is going to have to say these laws don't meet the new standard. And the new standard, is the historic context. There has to be historic laws that are relevant to this law, that are analogous to this law throughout history. And they said that there's no such laws throughout history, so therefore this cannot stand under Bruen. Before Bruen, they could just say, oh, well, these things are constitutional rights, but we don't think it's safe. So public safety overrides your constitutional rights. And the Supreme Court has said, no, that's not the case. You can't do that. This law would have to be based in history. You would have to be able to look back in history and see similar laws throughout our history of our country. And you can't do that with any of these things like the NFA, any of these laws, because they didn't exist back then. So that is a big step. Like I said, it could be bigger, could have been a challenge directly to the law. We could be moving our way to the Supreme Court to get rid of the NFA. I really wish they would do that through legislation right now. Strike while the iron's hot. Because even the courts are starting to uphold that under Bruen, these laws are unconstitutional. So the Congress should get off their butt and start getting rid of these unconstitutional laws. And Trump, instead of writing meaningless executive orders, should get behind the idea that Congress needs to act fast because the courts are too slow. I will back him 100% if he does that. I will be one of those people kissing his ass every day if he moves on these types of things and starts getting stuff done. Because right now, like I said, even the liberal judges, or more liberal-leaning judges, are recognizing that under Bruen, these laws can't stand. And like I said, since people are going to be less likely to be able to be charged under these laws, people are going to be able to do whatever they want to do without getting prosecuted. It'd be very hard to prosecute someone or convict someone now when there's tons of court cases that say, hey, these laws are not constitutional under Bruen. So it gives a lot of freedom, so there can be a lot more challenges to the law. But why should we go through that? If the Congress can see that's the case and they have the majority, well, just get rid of the bad laws before people have to be hurt and have to fight. Stand up for the people, get rid of the stuff. And this case, this is a big, ringing bell to the people in Congress to say, hey, the courts are already moving this way. So go ahead and get these bad laws off the books. That's what I hope happens here. Even though this case itself didn't deal directly with the law, I think it is an indication that it's time for the people who are supposed to deal with it, so that people like me and you don't have to suffer in the courts to get rid of it. They should get rid of the bad laws because, like I said, under Bruen, even the Obama-appointed judges are realizing these things are unconstitutional. Good news coming out right now about the... It seems an Opama... What's an Opama? Regarding the second... can't be charged. Now... Oh my God, my nose itches. Being in illegal possession of an automatic weapon. God damn, that makes no sense. There's some good news coming out. If I get this right. Well, the judge can agree with them or disagree with them. It has no... that makes no sense. God damn. You know, there's been some really good news coming out of Mississippi lately about gun right. Why would I say Mississippi first? Nobody cares about Mississippi. Make a fight. Do what's right. Where am I going? I ruined this at the very end. God damn. That recently came out of Mississippi regarding this. Someone more liberal listens to it or says something about it or has a say in it.